It's a beautiful, sunny winter's day today at the Grampian Mountains as we get ready to kickstart another Four Seasons Rally mini-event.
Yes, it is, Tommy boy. And what a turnout we have today with fans from around the world traveling in to support their racers.
And can you blame them? Let's take a look at the treacherous Grampian Mountain track that our 8 drivers will descend today with the top 2 from each race group going into the final. Our drivers will battle through snow, tarmac and the dirt to pass through 3 checkpoints and cross that finish line as fast as their little tires can take them.
Don't forget the jump, Tom.
Hell yeah.
Will we see some air today?
Oh, yes we will, Travis, my man.
Lovely stuff.
That's guaranteed here at the Grampian Mountains.
Maybe we should call it the Carnage Mountains.
Yeah, or not. That's real lame, Travis.
I think it's cool.
You think Conway Twitty is cool?
Oh, I'm sorry, Tom. Should I think Tenacious XYZ123? Whatever the heck is cool instead.
What are you talking about, Travis?
Forget it.
Let's meet our first group of racers.
Yes, sir. Driving this 26-gram Porsche 911 Rally is Hans Gruber.
Sweet ride, Hans. Did anyone search this guy on the way in?
Well, I sure hope so. Next up, it's Spin Diesel in a gray Porsche 928S Safari, weighing 35 big ones.
Chill, Travis. He's only 9 grams heavier.
That's like 35% heavier.
True. Now, these are some Hot Wheels, man. Roy Baser is a lucky man in this Audi Quattro sitting sweet at 37 on the scale.
Let me guess, just like my mother.
You said it, Travis.
Right. Big Richard will be dominating the track with this magnificent purple machine.
That's hot.
Datsun 510 wagon.
Here we go, folks. Lap 1 of 4. Wait a minute.
What?
What's this AI crud calling out the racers? Are they trying to steal our jobs?
Tom, even an oldie like me can see that ain't AI.
What is it then?
It's just text on a screen. Calm down.
Okay. Hans Gruber needs to chill on the turns. He nearly flipped.
Wouldn't you freak out if Big Richard was approaching your rear?
True.
Nice
He is
air.
a really big boy.
Yep.
Beautiful car, though.
Damn it, Richard has just spun Hans Gruber out.
Gruber is a mastermind. He can figure out a way out of this. Roy's Quattro is...
What a spin.
Well, I was trying to say a real threat to Spin Diesel. That's a win for Spin Diesel. And what a finish that was.
Big Richard managed to pull off that overtake.
Looks like Hans Gruber didn't give up, though.
I bet he's mad.
We have got to see the replay on these shenanigans.
Big Richard's mid-race aggressive spin-out attempt was no match for Hans Gruber, who fought him off and held his position.
The bad guys always lose, though. Here's the overtake. Damn, look at that aggressive swipe from Hans. Savage! That almost cost both of them the last checkpoint.
What a start to the event. Let's see that scoreboard before lap 2.
Hans Gruber and Spin Diesel started side by side, but end lap 1 at opposite ends of the scoreboard. Let's see what lap 2 has in store for us, folks.
Roy Baser moves out into the front alongside Spin Diesel with Big Richard right behind.
Kind of the best and worst starting position at the same time.
It's intimidating, isn't it? That big purple beast coming right at you.
Oh, God, Roy Baser has flipped right over.
Dong.
Is this going to be the game over for Big Richard, too?
It looks like it. Tom, Spin Diesel, and Hans Gruber have wasted no time in claiming the leading position.
And only 1 checkpoint, too.
It sucks.
That's got to sting for Big Richard.
There's nothing worse than having a stinging Big Richard.
Oh, come on, Travis. Spin Diesel is set to comfortably take yet another lap.
That's a win. He almost lost control there, though.
Hans Gruber has lost control, though. That's 2 360 spins, man.
Right before the finish, too. That's gonna cost him points big time.
Spin Diesel has got to be buzzing right now. So this flip was not caused by Big Richard.
Nope.
Well, Roy probably was freaking out with him behind.
How bad is the vehicle damage?
The Datsun 510 is indestructible. His path just got blocked by this moron in front.
Well, we are releasing the beast and letting Big Rich out front for the remaining 2 laps. But first, let's see the score.
Spin Diesel is way ahead.
Way ahead.
With Roy and Hans in joint second place and Big Richard a point behind them.
Point behind.
2 drivers with the most points will go through to the second and final round, and with Big Richard out in front, now this could get interesting.
Could get interesting.
Are you a parrot?
No.
Stop copying me, Travis.
Sorry, Tom. We're zoned out thinking about the fillet-o fish I'm gonna eat after this.
Gross, man. Off to a slow start here, and here goes Big Richard gunning it down the Alpine slope.
Release the Kraken.
Indeed, Gruber and Diesel are in a little face-off at the back there, as Roy Baser gains ground through the chicane.
Nice air, and Roy Baser is going for the overtake.
No, he ain't. Big Richard was having none of that.
You okay, Tom?
I just laid eyes on the new pit manager. Damn.
Spin Diesel takes second place from Roy.
That's a win for Big Boy Rich, and it looks like we have chaos incoming.
Yep, Hans Gruber is losing it again.
Damn, son.
Starting to think this crazy man likes to finish in style.
Oh, yeah. Big Richard picks up the big points this lap after the unfair loss in lap 2, but it's Roy Baser who's feeling hard done by this lap after Richard's aggression shunted him into 3rd place.
Hans Gruber's Porsche continues to shock fans with his disappointing performance.
Oh, hell no, Travis. Don't blame the car. It's Gruber's crazy driving, bro. Where have you been?
I wanted this to be professional. Efficient, adult, cooperative. Not a lot to ask.
Now you've made him mad, Tom. Tell your family to pack their bags now.
I ain't scared of nobody. Big Richard has climbed the scoreboard into second place with Spin Diesel, now guaranteed a place in the final.
Yep.
Could get close between Hans, Roy, and Richard for the second place in the final, though.
Surely nobody is making it past Big Richard.
Oh, come on, Travis. You know by now that anything can happen on this track with all the off-road turns.
That's true, Tom. Hans Gruber moves forward into the pole position, but he's got Spin Diesel right behind and Big Richard to his right. Can he handle the pressure?
It's Hans Gruber, Travis. Of course he can handle the pressure.
Big Richard has pushed out in front already.
He sure has. And we are
Cheeky
approaching the
shunt.
chicane now, which can make or break it for the drivers.
They are all really going for it this lap.
Well, there is a lot to play for Travis.
Yes, sir, there is. What is Big Richard doing?
I don't know, but Roy Baser is making the most of this opportunity and spinning him out damn.
He's getting a little taste of karma now, though.
Yep. It looks like we are going for a clean sweep of lap
Roy
4.
takes the win.
This is the closest the four racers have been together at this point.
Yes, it has. And I can't wait to see how this is shaking up the scoreboard.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Really clean start to lap 4 with the four racers in close formation for most of the lap. Big Richard and Roy Baser picked up the lead a bit through the chicane before flooring it into the jump. Had Big Richard not lost control and then got spun out by Roy Baser, I think this lap would have ended very differently.
Oh, very differently indeed. This has been an eventful group, and I can't wait for Group 2. Let's check out the scoreboard.
Nothing beats sunbathing in the Scottish Highlands in January, eh? Well, didn't this race screw things up? Spin Diesel goes through to the final after scoring 26 points. Hans Gruber leaves the tournament with a mere 16 points after failing to finish 3 of 4 laps.
That leaves Big Richard and Roy Baser in joint second with 20 points each. We can't take them both forward. There are only 2 places. How are we going to settle that, Tom?
Good question, Travis. During the Group 2 race event, Roy Baser and Big Richard will be going head-to-head. 2 laps and any draw will be settled by fastest lap time. Welcome back to XR Diecast Racing on this cold winter's morning at the Grampian Mountains.
Her outfit says otherwise, Tom.
Yeah, what the hell is she doing?
Youths these days put fashion before common sense. Fans are real excited today, but not specifically for Group 2.
No, sir. In the final lap of the Group 1 event, we had Roy Baser spin Big Richard out in a move that completely shook up the scoreboard and created an unexpected tie. We will be putting fans out of their misery, first up with Big Richard and Roy Baser going head-to-head in a 2-lap race.
That's right, Tom, and in the event of a draw, the driver with the fastest lap time will go forward.
Looks like the feds have caught up with Hans Gruber.
Didn't he die?
That's what he wants you to think, Travis.
Yeah, right. Well, it's time for the showdown. Roy's Audi Quattro takes on Big Richard's Datsun 510 once again.
This is going to be tight.
Sure is.
These racers were neck and neck in the Group 1 event the other week, but we did see some overtaking action, so it could go in so many different directions.
3 to be exact.
Roy Baser flew round the bend and now through the chicane. What a start for the Quattro.
Now that was a sweet drift, man. I've got a lot of respect for drivers like Roy that just keep pushing their boundaries and come back each week better than before.
That got so close, but that's a win for Roy Baser.
Big Richard really picks up the speed in the final third of the track, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, here we go. Big Richard is gunning it down the mountain, making the most of his initial inside lane advantage.
He doesn't handle the chicane very well, though. This is where Roy Baser's Quattro has the advantage.
Yeah, and just look at the speed on it. He's almost caught up. The acceleration on the Datsun is
Another
weak.
close finish with Big Richard taking lap 2. Don't forget how close lap 1 was, Tom.
Yeah, well, we have not yet resolved this Group 1 tie, so we will shortly be revealing who had the fastest lap and who will be joining Spin Diesel in the finals, and then it's time to meet our Group 2 racers.
That's 9.82 seconds for Big Richard.
And 10.3 seconds for Roy Baser. Richard goes through.
That sure was close, but Big Richard is driving a beast of a machine, and he fought off a number of tackles over the last 6 laps across Group 1. Let's check out Group 2.
First up, it's Richard Hammond with a strange choice of car for off-roading, an Aston Martin Vantage.
I'm starting to think Hammond has a death wish.
I'm telling you, this guy is a cat. He's got 9 lives. Have you seen the wreckages?
Yeah, they're brutal. Next up, it's James May driving this old blue 2007 Ford Mustang.
Don't be fooled by its age, Travis.
The driver or the car?
OJ Wheelspin hits the track in this bright orange Ford Escort RS 1600.
I freaking love this model, man.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Jeremy Clarkson is driving the heaviest car on the track today, an '84 Mustang SVO.
Group 2, lap 1 of 4. James May and OJ pedal things off in the front, which 2 racers will be going through to the next and final round.
And we're off. Battle of the Fords.
And the random Aston Martin.
Looks like it's struggling with the off-roading already.
Hammond, you idiot!
OJ is pushed into first from the outside lane. Jeremy Clarkson is coming in hot too.
Travis,
What?
did you just give it the hawk to him?
What's that?
Never mind. Clarkson is really going for it. What an unbelievable outside lane overtake.
That was moist. Where is Hammond?
That's a lap win for Jeremy Clarkson. OJ second and James May third. I smell a DNF.
Me too. What an unbelievable series of overtakes from Clarkson. He started in the worst 4th position and ended in 1st. Awesome.
Not so awesome for Hammond. He must be down to what? Like 5 lives now?
I'm sorry, but stupid choice of car. Terrible driver. How was this even allowed on the track?
These celebs always get their own way, Travis. Jeremy Clarkson has really set himself up here, bagging 8 points in the worst starting position. Can he pull off the same overtakes in the next 3 laps, though?
I doubt it. May and Hammond take the front in lap 2. This should be interesting.
I hope we can get Hammond down to 1 life so he knows what it's like to live life on the edge like us mortals.
Just to be clear to fans at home, we are not suggesting...
Let's kill this conversation, guys.
Sorry, Producer Joe. Hammond is currently in the lead, but we encourage him to slow down and retain his remaining 6 lives.
OJ has overtaken James May.
Surprise, surprise. Can Jeremy's Mustang overtake Hammond, though?
It's not looking good. Nope, that's a shock win for Richard Hammond's Aston Martin.
Let's look back at this OJ overtake.
Yes, sir.
He cuts May up on the inside turn and shunts him into the side of the track.
Sweet move.
I was disappointed Clarkson only pulled off 1 overtake today.
You mean this lap?
You know what I meant, Mater?
Back with the Mater again. Say something new, Tommy boy.
You know I love you, really, Travis. Richard Hammond has climbed up into 2nd place after starting in the pole position. And let's face it, he got lucky. Nobody challenged
I
him.
heard a rumor that Hammond brought the Aston Martin to the Grampian Mountains to smash it
Yeah,
up.
he has some frustration to let out after driving that DB9 through the Sahara.
Oh, yeah.
He was mad.
Guys,
What?
kill this conversation now.
Sorry, Dad.
Joe. Lap 3. Clarkson takes the pole position in the Mustang SVO.
Hammond is alongside him in the Aston Martin. Slightly cooler than the Sahara here, eh,
A
Travis?
tad. OJ has overtaken Hammond, taking 2nd place. Clarkson is leaving everyone behind in his dust.
Clarkson does have the advantage here. Not only does he have the SVO, all this terrain and farmland is familiar territory for him.
True. Clarkson takes the win with his eyes closed.
Looks like he forgot to apply the handbrake.
Oh, this could get ugly.
Here comes OJ. Clarkson is way too old to take a beating like this.
That wasn't so bad, too, be fair. Everyone slowed right down.
Talking of slowing right down, we missed OJ coming to a stop here. God knows how he still managed to come 2nd.
Oh, that Ford RS has some serious acceleration, Tom.
Even in reverse, apparently.
We haven't talked about James May much. He's just been keeping to himself, cruising safely at the back there.
Yeah, it's really not looking hopeful for May. He needs a serious change of fortune in the final lap to have any chance of going through to the final. This could get close between Hammond and OJ, though. Although Hammond is moving into the last starting position now.
I'm rooting for the underdog. You've got this, May.
That's cute, Travis, but May hasn't got this at all.
Not as cute as your mom, Tom.
I'm really starting to rub off on you, aren't I? Slow start for Hammond there.
Very slow. He's got to take it easy with the bumps, though.
OJ is holding first longer than I expected. I've spoken too soon. Jeremy floors it on his first inside lane and is now in the lead.
What a surprise. OJ is just behind, keeping nice control of that RS.
Good boy.
May and Hammond, on the other hand.
Pretty shocking, but Hammond hasn't really had a choice. That car would be in bits if he floored it round the track.
For sure.
Someone asked for more screen time for this Porsche 356, so here's the little beauty.
She's real purty.
We could set up an OnlyFans for it.
I'd subscribe.
I'm sure you would, Travis.
So am I.
Let's see the scoreboard.
Jeremy Clarkson takes first place after an almost clean sweep.
He's definitely still got it.
Yep.
Decent performance from OJ and the RS 1600 in 2nd place with 23 points.
Richard Hammond and James May leave the tournament at the bottom of the table after a pretty terrible performance.
You're really not holding back today, are you, Travis?
No, sir.
Let's see the finalists. There we go. Let us know who you think will win in the comments. Welcome back to XR Diecast Racing, folks. It's the Grampian Mountains Rally event, one final.
8 cars have become 4, but only one racer can win today.
Only one, Travis. Let's get a recap on last week's Group 2 race event.
Jeremy Clarkson's Ford Mustang SVO was definitely the star of the show, overtaking his way into a leading position in most laps.
We also had Richard Hammond show up bizarrely in an Aston Martin Vantage, and surprise, surprise, James May sucked.
Yeah, I don't think we can blame the car for that one.
Oh, hell no. Our first finalist is OJ Wheelspin in this classic rally car, the Ford RS 1600.
She's awful shiny.
Oh, don't, Travis. You will make her blush. Next up, it's the big man, Big Richard in this BE, a beautiful Datsun 510 wagon, ready to tear this track up.
Racer number 3 is Spin Diesel in the Porsche 928S Safari. He topped Group 1, but there's big competition today.
Huge competition, Travis.
Not as huge as your mom, Tom.
Travis, I love that you are getting involved in the banter now, but you're overdoing it with the mom insults.
Overdoing it just like your mom.
For God's sake.
Last but definitely not least, it's the big man, Jeremy Clarkson.
The smart man. Jezza knew what he was doing picking this Mustang, which topped Group 2.
Your mom topped all of Group 2.
Oh, get out of here, Travis. You know she's in the VIP area today, right?
A sunny start this morning in the Grampian Mountains with scattered showers and a few thunderstorms this afternoon.
Jay and Spin Diesel kicked the final off in the front, but can they hold these positions?
Nope, Clarkson has overtaken Spin Diesel already, and we are not seeing the usual bumper-to-bumper action from Big Richard.
You spoke too soon, Tom. Here we go into the off-road section now.
When is Clarky Boy going to make his move? Our two big boys are letting us down today.
Clarkson has completely lost control.
No,
there.
he hasn't. He was showing off. OJ takes lap 1. I really didn't see that coming.
That's what your mom said.
I'm not even going to acknowledge
You
that.
just did. Let's watch Clarkson's beautiful 360 spin.
Smooth. Big Richard almost overtook Spin Diesel after spinning him out.
Almost isn't good enough in the final, Tom.
Nope.
OJ Wheelspin is slightly ahead after starting in the pole position, and Big Richard isn't feeling so big at the bottom of the scoreboard.
Let's go to lap 2.
No, this should be a more interesting race.
Well, we know Clarkson is going to floor it to the finish in the SVO, but the rest is unpredictable with Spin Diesel starting behind OJ.
Looks like Big Richard just drove over a block of ice.
Someone is trying to sabotage him for sure.
Maybe it's Hans Gruber getting revenge.
Maybe? Going through the chicane now, there's a pretty even distance between each of the 4 racers. This is not the action I was hoping for today.
It's early yet, Tom.
I know Travis, but I need my adrenaline fix.
Here comes Clarkson.
He's probably rushing home to his pigs.
Probably. A lot of racers slip there, from the mud into the tarmac.
Oh, people slip all over the place in these muddy bank turns. Nothing exciting to replay there, so let's talk about some of the new track safety features. We installed these red and white curbs to mark the track edge after a racer plummeted off the mountain to their death.
Oh, that was real nasty.
A sunbather also filed a lawsuit after she broke a nail fleeing from falling debris in our obstacle races. So we installed these safety barriers as part of an out-of-court settlement, as well as paying for her to get her nails done and covering some loss of earnings from the day she couldn't post on Instagram. 50p to be exact.
We also thought we better improve safety ahead of our upcoming mega obstacle challenges. The first of which will see us find out what it takes to stop 2 Ford F-150s.
I'll give you a clue. It's a lot.
So make sure you subscribe and turn those notifications on. Let's see the scoreboard.
Clarkson is now in the lead by a mere 1 point, but he and OJ are a few points ahead of Big Richard and Spin Diesel now. Let's go to lap 3.
The big purple beast moves out in front alongside Jezza.
I gotta get me one of those 510s, man.
Spin Diesel is an eager beaver.
He better not scratch that Datsun.
Jeremy Clarkson is getting close.
The Black Panther.
I like it.
Here he is coming in hot for the overtake.
Here comes the jump. Nice, cheeky little drift from OJ.
I can already feel the final lap is going to be close, Travis.
For sure, Tom. Certainly between the podium finishes.
That's another lap win for Clarkson and the Black Panther, and more chaos on the final turn. Love it.
Another tame lap with Clarkson delivering the only overtake through the chicane.
Disappointing. OJ nearly lost control there, but kept it together, with Spin Diesel really struggling to gain any ground, and Big Richard's Datsun seemingly being no match for the Mustang.
Let's see that scoreboard before the final lap.
Clarkson currently has a 4-point lead, but is that enough to stop a potential tie with OJ?
I don't know, Tom. Clarkson is moving into the rear outside starting position now, but has the Ford RS really got any chance?
And who will take second place? So many possible outcomes.
Yep.
Let's go to the 4th and final lap, folks. Oh, and please like and subscribe if you have not already. It's getting dark and I don't like that rain cloud. This could turn into a mud bath if it rains, Travis.
How long have you been saving that one up, you sad man?
I was laughing at a reel on my phone, actually.
How about you focus on the race?
I would if I could actually see Clarkson in the shadows.
Big Richard has slipped into first
And
place.
Clarkson second, but it looks like nobody is going out without a fight in the final lap.
Now that was a freaking awesome drift.
Hot, but here comes Clarkson.
Not soon enough, that's a lap win for Big Richard. Clarkson second, OJ last.
A very wet 4th lap for the Grampian Mountains Rally Event 1 final.
Yeah.
And apparently these Brits aren't phased still laying by the beach.
Nutcases.
Wow. Another great performance from Clarkson's Mustang.
You got that right.
Pushing into second place from the last place starting position. Big Richard held down the fort in first place throughout the lap, with a bit of pressure coming from Clarkson in the final turn.
You should be proud of me, Tom.
Why is that?
I refrained from your mom joke there about pressure from Jeremy Clarkson.
Shut up, Travis. Big Richard overtakes OJ Wheelspin, stealing second place, and Jeremy Clarkson wins this tournament with a 4-point lead.
Pretty performance from Spin Diesel, who didn't even win his pole position lap.
Okay, Travis, I'll take it from here.
You what?
If I find out you've been up the pub again on your lunch break, you're in trouble, mate.
But, Joe, these British bars are so cozy.
I don't care.
They have like couches in the bar.
Travis,
It's like being in a living room.
thank you for watching XR Diecast Racing, folks. Subscribe for the next tournament and drop us a comment with your feedback. See you next time.